What's up everybody, Michael here. I help people master their life. In this video I'm going to be talking about fifth dimensional living and the first sign to know that you may be moving into the fifth dimension. Stay tuned. There are many signs that you're starting to move into the fifth dimension, but there's one that stands out above them all that you relatively go through first. And that is you are starting to feel more connected not just to everyone else around you, but the people that you've never met and the earth. And this unity that you're starting to feel is unity consciousness, and this is what the fifth dimension is really based off of. In the fifth dimension, we realize that we do not want to hurt anyone or really any other entity or sentient being, because it is a reflection of us as well. It is what we are connected to, whatever it is that we may hurt. And there's a deeper understanding to this, which we can use to actually understand other people. And this is that when someone hurts someone or yourself, we can then look at it through the lens of unity consciousness. And looking at it through the lens of unity consciousness will allow you to, instead of judge the action or the person, it removes the judgment out of the situation, and you can look at it from unconditional love because you understand why it happened. Let me give you an example. So, someone hurts you in a really wrong way, or someone is a certain way that completely agitates you, or they drive you insane, or you just really don't like being around the person. Now, unity consciousness does not say, hey, we're all one, we all live from compassionate love. We don't need to just spend our life around people we don't like. But instead of looking at the actions that the person is doing that may drive us insane, or they may agitate us, or we just don't like being around a person, or a person may even hurt you by the things they say or that they've done, realize that it's not the person that's doing it, it's the sickness and the disconnection within them from alignment of source that is the reason these actions or things are being done, or the dissonance within yourself that can be found on both parties. So, when someone does something that may agitate you or anger you, or they may have hurt you in the past, if you look at it through the lens of what made the person do that, it's not the person's, it's the sickness and the illness or the illusion in the mind that made them do that, right? So if we look at it from this point of view, if someone, walks up and hurts someone very innocent, right? It's like, oh my gosh, we can use a lot of words to really condemn the person for what they did, but it's like, wow, imagine what's going on inside of that person that got them to the place to want to do that. Because you're sitting there from a unity perspective, knowing that I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to be here for people. We're all one. We're all ascending into a new place together. I mean, the duality on the planet is just getting greater and greater and greater, and it's ever more important to not look at the hot or the cold or the left or the right, but to step out of the paradigm completely and just be, and realize everything is okay, and that no matter what, everything's going to keep happening, or things will change, or everything is just flowing, right? It's like the river. We can fight the river, we can get off on the bank of the river for a little bit, we can judge the river, we can hop off on a rock and look at the river swim by, and we want the river to change, and we want it to be warmer or colder, we want all these things. Or we can just say, none of that stuff matters, there's a lot of wasted energy, I'm just going to get in the river and learn the river and just flow with the river. And this is what the fifth dimension really is. So we create a life that allows us to get into the flow state. But most importantly is the unity consciousness that comes along with it. And sometimes the unity consciousness is a lot to handle, because once again, the world is so dualistic, and we're very open, we're very empathic to the things that are going on. So we do have to safeguard and protect ourselves. And there's some things that we just simply do not participate in because of the dualistic nature that it offers us or the people that are doing it. So why put ourselves in that energy? We want to stay in the unity consciousness. We want to stay in the dimension of understanding that we are all one. Because personally, I think it feels amazing. It brings me happiness. It brings me joy. It brings me compassionate love, just unconditional love for people. And this allows me to present myself in a way for them every single time, to be present and in with them in the present moment. So, remember, when someone does something that may seem very bad or awful or harmful to you or to others, or they're just like, you just look at them and they're hurting themselves or they're hurting others on a regular basis, imagine what's going on inside of them. And if we look at it from that lens, it's going to give you more power to actually help them, be around them, comfort them, forgiveness. Because you're not forgiving the person, you're just forgiving that part of them that did that. And the person, when they do start to heal from it, they will see themselves. Because the only way to forgive themselves is to first see themselves, and then they have to go through a process of seeing, accepting, letting go of the shame and guilt, and then they're going to accept and realize they had to go through that to become who and what they needed to be as a soul here on the planet Earth. Right? All these lessons, they're part of us. They're who we are. But if we ignore them and we live in the mind and we live in this 3D world and we get stuck to all the distractions here on planet Earth, which is why we are bombarded with the distractions, right? Buy, sell, consume, pleasure, all this stuff, it's everywhere. We will live in that pleasurable mindset all the time, and we will forget about the lessons that we're trying to learn. Meanwhile, our body is deteriorating, our soul is screaming, our soul is tired, we are tired, we start to lose enjoyment of life, but instead of looking to the lessons inside to change, we continue to dive deeper into the pleasure, the consuming, the selling, the mindset, the mind, the ego, and we deteriorate even more. So, once we're in this state of unity consciousness, you know that something is changing, but it does take a little bit of guidance and discipline on your part. So, when you start to feel this unity consciousness slipping into your heart, it's a choice whether you want to decide to live in it or to not. You can dabble in and out of it all you want, but when you make the commitment to truly live in it, that's when you really do have to make some serious changes to your life. The food, the diet, the people, what you put in your ears, what you put in your eyes, how you act, how you walk, how you talk. If it is not conducive to supporting you in the unity consciousness and this fifth dimensional way of living, then you will start to feel the dissonance. It's like a detox of the mind, body, and spirit all at once. So remember, when we look at people, it's one of the first things that we can start to do with our mind. When we feel that feeling of resonance or like, I don't like the person or whatever, we just remember that the actions that they are doing, something inside of them, could be from childhood, past lives, something that happened to them already. They could have been really hurt, so now they don't even realize that they're hurting other people in the same way that they're hurt. Something inside of them is causing that to happen. And if we forgive that part and understanding and be thankful that we're not actually maybe have had to go through that, give that part some gratitude as well, because they're going through that for you. And you went through in your life what you had to go through to get to the place that you're at for other people. The pain that you've gone through in your life is for others. Your life is your testimony, is your medicine to the world. And this is a realization of the fifth dimension, is that your life is for others, it's for yourself, it's for creation to go through what it has to go through. Please like, subscribe, send me some love on this channel. I want to know what you're thinking. I would love to hear from you. If you would like a movie made, let me know below. Sign up for my newsletter, sign up for my other social medias. I look forward to hearing from you. More videos coming on the fifth dimensional way of living. Much love.